Hello, everybody. Give me 1 minute here. I am learning. Oh, okay. I think I did it. Um, so today I am trying to stream live to a few different platforms all at the same time. So never did this before quite like this. So I think I got it. I'll have to check afterwards. So you have the opportunity to be possibly catching this on Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. But this isn't on TikTok. I guess I'll have to do that after. Anyway, it's good to be here with you all. The only thing, let me see if I can see comments. I'm used to doing this just on Facebook. I don't know. I guess I don't see comments as they come in. So that's the flip side of doing it this way. Because every time I went live before, just on Facebook, I could see all of your comments. Let me see. Maybe that. Okay, I'm not sure. Anyway, bear with me here for a moment. I just wanted to hop on real quick here today and talk just a little bit about my brand new, let me get my cover page, brand new nutrition guide, my first digital product ever that I've put out there. It's called Nourish into the New Year, 7 Everyday Foods to Help You Reset. And the thing that I wanted to visit with you about today was I woke up this morning and of course I'm thinking about this nonstop, right? Now that I've released this out into the online universe, which kind of a scary step, but I did it. Anyway, it's out there. So I've been thinking about this. And the first thing I woke up this morning thinking about was 2 words. It matters. And I thought, okay, why am I thinking that? And I started realizing, I mean, I've thought about this before, but I needed to tell you all this, that, me producing a nutrition guide on 7 everyday foods, right, to help you reset. Some of the information in here, you might already know. Hopefully some you don't. You'll learn something. But is it just about foods? Like, how would a nutrition guide just simply on foods make a difference? And all of a sudden I remembered, and I have did so much research on food, and I still haven't told my story yet of what happened to me. Let's see, I'm 54, 4 years ago, the summer I turned 50, and sort of my aha moment when it came to food and nutrition and what happened to me that summer. I still haven't shared that story. I really need to do that. I need to come on here and share that. But what happened to me that summer was I went from, I discovered, let me put it like that, I discovered the real power of food. I realized that you can't supplement away a bad diet. You can't. And I was caught up in that. I was for many, many years. I have a very, very good friend of mine in Montana, and she might be watching on one of the many platforms I'm on. And I'll never forget when we both sort of entered the alternative health scene. She was a few steps ahead of me, but sort of at the same stage of life, young kids. And I came at it from the angle of interest of being supplements. Like that was my thing. And hers was food. And I can remember thinking, and this is bad that I'm admitting this, but kind of thinking that she was wrong, that wasn't, that I was like a little bit of a step up because, food, really. It's got to be supplements. So I've lived this whole way all my life, even in getting all the education that I did with nutrition. I still had this mindset. Somehow it was in there that I thought this way, that even though I knew better, but somehow that supplementation was going to like override bad eating habits, bad eating choices. And you know what? We live in a society where we don't want to say, oh, that's bad, or that's, everybody gets a prize. No, no. There are things that are good for you, and there's things that just really aren't. Now, can we still make a choice to eat them? Absolutely. Or do them? Absolutely. Do I still? Yep. Yep. But it's a choice. And and because I make that choice doesn't make that thing good. It just means that I chose it, right? For that moment. So I woke up this morning, and there's so many things I want to tell you now that I'm thinking about this guide. So I've got to break this up and maybe come on every day for a few minutes rather than like a whole hour on day one, right? I woke up this morning thinking about it matters and how that affected me. And something that I want to read to you is, it's just short. It's a study that when everything happened to me 4 years ago, I came across this study and it changed me. This is what sent me on a whole spiral upward of discovering the power of food. And because the great thing about food is that no matter where you are in life, financially, all the things, everybody has to eat, right? So if you're at a stage where, you can't afford all the supplements, but you still eat, right? So we have to teach people how to make better choices with their food, right? And so anyway, here's this study that I had came across about 4 years ago. And it was a study that actually happened in my homeland of Canada. It was done at the University of Calgary. And what they did was they were measuring how quickly damage occurs in the arteries after consuming a high-fat meal. Okay, so this is what they were doing research about. So they had healthy, non-smoking university students. They had them be the ones they did this research on. And they were sampled and asked to eat 2 fast food breakfast sandwiches that contained processed cheese and meat. Of course, no names mentioned of where this was from, but we probably can assume. So they were asked 2 fast food breakfast sandwiches containing processed cheese and meat. 2 hours later, they were checked to see how their blood vessels were functioning by measuring the blood flow in their arms. They discovered that the blood flow was not flowing as easily as before they ate these sandwiches. After 2 breakfast sandwiches that had 50 grams of fat, there was a 15% decrease in the functioning of their small blood vessels. They were normal. They were functioning at a normal function at baseline, but after there was a 15% decrease. The students were studied twice, once when they had no breakfast and then after. Now, the thing that really kind of spoke to me about this was they found that the blood vessels returned to normal 6 hours after consuming those breakfast sandwiches. Okay, so here's the deal. How does this, for some people, this is like too scientific this research matters. This matters, you guys, because what this tells us is that every bite that we're taking of food is affecting us, right? Now, sometimes you think when we're kids, we're getting away with a lot, but actually nowadays, there's a lot of children that are having, that they're finding having heart issues and, cardiovascular things. And it's like, what? You're a kid, right? So, I mean, this we're not going to be able to keep going the way we're going with what our diets are. But for us older people, maybe we think, well, when we were younger, it didn't affect us, but now, right? And so the thing is that I loved about this study is it showed us that every bite matters. So it took 6 hours after eating those sandwiches for their arteries to return the blood flow to return to normal. But here's the thing. If you are eating a standard American diet, which these sandwiches, are being consumed, or things like that, for breakfast, and then again for lunch, and then again maybe for a snack, right? So if we're consuming these sorts of products all the time, what is that doing to our arteries? And I'm just picking arteries. This is just what this study was, right? But it shows us the power of our daily habits, right? And how every bite matters, right? So that is what I woke up this morning thinking about. So I have just published this nutrition guide, right, that I showed you. And it's talking about 7 everyday foods. Could I have did 50 foods? Absolutely. Why did I pick 7? I'm not sure. But we have to start somewhere, right? And my whole revelation of that came to me 4 years ago was because of this study. Every bite matters. And I will share my story one day soon, I promise. I started making decisions because I wanted to eat to live. Now, am I saying we can't enjoy food? We're coming into the holiday season, right? So there's lots of things, right, that we're going to have to make decisions about. And so when I went to make this product, you know what I wanted to do? I want to wait till the new year. Why would you ever put this out in December? Of all times, when people, right, sugar at an all-time high to be consuming, lots of creams and all the good stuff, right? And yet I knew this was when I needed to put this out there. We need to be reminded that every bite matters. And again, is there grace in this? Absolutely. Absolutely. But what we need to be aware of is that we're choosing, right? Nobody's twisting our arm. We're choosing the foods that we're eating. And if you're struggling with any sort of chronic illness, disease of any kind, right? We've got the high blood pressure. We've got all the cardiovascular things, diabetes. I mean, I could go on. And again, I wanted to keep this short. But if we knew that every bite mattered, right? We can then enter this season and enter the new year from an informed place, right? That yes, there's grace. I have a piece of this and a piece of that sometimes too. But then when I don't have to wonder why, right? Why would I struggle with this or why that? No, I know why. Right? And then I can be an informed person that can tweak when I need to, right? When I should. And so that's what I wanted to share with you today about my mini guide, is that this, even though it's a nutrition guide, talking about foods, it's not just about foods, right? It's teaching people, and I picked just 7 to start with, right? To know, why do berries is one of them. Why do berries matter? Do berries matter? And I'm telling you, berries matter. And I don't want to give everything away that's in the nutrition guide. You got to go get it. And I will be putting all of like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, they all have the links to go to see where you can get my nutrition guide. So that'll all be in there. You can go there. But so today, I'm just going to briefly share how I am doing my berries right here. I don't know what company this is. This is my daughter's, But here's my berries for today. And one of my servings of greens is also in here. But berries, 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 berries. I'm just going to throw this out there. Berries have this like long, complicated word, anthocyanins. I might not even be saying it completely right. They help with brain power. Anybody need brain power? Any other 50-year-olds that need some brain power? I told my grandson, he loves frozen blueberries. So I said, you need to be eating these a lot. They're going to make you smarter. And they really do. They really do. There's all kinds of brain activity that they help with. Memory being one of them as well. So it matters, you guys. Every bite matters. And if you're just hopping on here now, I talked about earlier, go back and listen to it again if you can. I talked about a study that was done years ago up in Canada at the University of Calgary. That is such a powerful study that teaches what happens with every bite. And I don't want to talk about it again, but just go back and rewatch this live because I do, I read through the study and we talked about that. And so that's what I want to leave with you today is that it matters. It really matters. Every bite matters. I just making sure that I've covered everything that I wanted to. Yeah, I think I did. Can you believe it? And it's only 16 minutes. This is a record for me. So yeah, I think I've already mentioned the link to get the nutrition guide should be in comments or in my bio for Instagram and all the different places. I have mercy on me. This is a learning curve. Every platform has a different place of where everything goes. So I'm learning this older-ish mind is having to tilt, pivot really quick to learn some of these things. But I have a passion and a desire. And so I just encourage you to go get this guide. And it's not, the one thing it's not a diet plan. It is not. I actually don't really believe in them because we need to make lifestyle changes, right? We really do. We really need to make more lifestyle changes. And so that's what I love about this is we're just starting. This is just sort of like step one in how to get going on this journey that we need to make better choices. And I want to tell you it matters and you matter. Your life matters to somebody. It does. Your health matters. You being healthy and being able to successfully fulfill your assignment, it matters. And you know what? You can't fulfill that assignment if you are tired all the time, you don't feel good, you're held up in bed, for different reasons, right? For me, I was 50. That's young. That's young. I mean, when I was younger, I thought it was old, but really it's young. And so I want you to be able to have your aha moment and realize that, you know what, nobody's going to make the decision for us. We have to take charge. We have to take responsibility for our health and for fulfilling our assignment and what we're here on this earth to do. And our bodies, the fuel that we've been given is food, right? It doesn't seem to talk about food, doesn't seem real spiritual, real motivational, but you know what? Food is the one thing that is taken in every day, even when you're depressed, even if you're happy, even if you're whatever is going on in your life, you still got to eat. So that's where that part of what I want to teach comes in to help people to learn how to make healthier choices. So that's all for today. I just wanted you to know that you matter and this matters. And hey, get my nutrition guide. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.